This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I'm your host, Eric. Today's game will be pitting Benchwarmers team of Scott and Matt against newcomer Mark and Benchwarmer Dan. Welcome to the Benchmark. Why don't you take a minute, let us know a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what teams you root for, and exactly how excited are you to answer some Mighty Ducks questions today?
I'm really excited about that, about the prospect of answering Mighty Ducks questions. My name is Marc Grenier. I live in Barrington, New Hampshire. Being in New Hampshire, I'm, of course, a fan of all the New England teams. Lived here most of my life. So Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins, Celtics. I pretty much watch any kind of sports, especially right now that I can, whatever's on. I know a little bit about everything, I think. So, everything from cycling to golf to tennis to track and field. Some people in the recent episodes I listened to have taken a little bit of my thunder because I was a D1 college athlete. I feel like I'm not a bench warmer, but I am a trivia dork. I'm looking forward to playing with Dan and answering Eric's questions about tight ends. And although you probably have exhausted all of those, I don't know.
No,
I'm hoping you've exhausted all of those.
He's just going to ask the same question as before, but in a different way.
Oh, okay. That's good. I'm good.
How many Mark Bavaro questions can there be? We don't know.
We asked about 100 good ones.
No, not yet. All right, Dan. Dan, how you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Just wonderful. Looking forward to playing your game, Eric. I haven't done one of these yet.
Good. At least somebody is. All right. And what's your team name going to be today?
Our team name is going to be, since Mark is such a big Patriots fan and I'm a big Vikings fan, we're going to say that we have 6 Super Bowls between us.
All right. Matt and Scott, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Same old. Did not do any power washing today, although I did do a bunch of cleaning of the house. I have the power washer outside already because actually we're going to put our house in the market and move here pretty soon. So, yeah, so lots of craziness going on in my life today. But, yeah, so Scott, how about you?
I'm good. I don't really have a cool anecdote or anything. Same old. Eric, I don't really think your games have been traditionally that hard. So not sure where that comes from exactly. But
is that a compliment?
Don't challenge him.
I don't mind Eric's games. Like, I haven't had an issue with them. But let me give you our team name. One of us has a special birthday coming up. He's turning 25 again. So the favor from last time we teamed up, our team name is going to be Happy Birthday, Matt.
Yay. It's my birthday on Friday.
How old?
44.
Yeah, ouch.
That's not old.
Young.
That's not old.
Right.
Says the old guys.
They would kill to be 44.
I'm not that far off, but
I wouldn't kill to be 44.
It's not that great. Kill to be 32.
That I might do.
Yeah.
All right, now on to the rules.
We will be starting off with the tailgate to warm up the teams. This will be followed by 4 quarters of play, each with a different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions pertaining to sports. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from the points they've accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
It's time for the tailgate, consisting of 3 warm-up questions worth 10 points each. This round, I'm hoping to make it easier. All I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 teams that play the same sport. All you have to do is tell me what sport those 3 teams play. Question 1, the teams are the Puerto Rico Islanders, the New Britain Bees, and the Florence Yalls.
Whoever edits this, the whole thing I said about Eric's games not being that bad, take that right out.
So Puerto Rico Islanders, New Britain Bees, and what was it? Florence Yalls?
Yep.
Well, I know where they all are, but
We'll go ahead and check in, Eric.
Okay. Happy Birthday, Matt has checked in.
All right, so this is what I'm thinking. First of all, what I said to you is that New Britain screams baseball.
Has a minor league baseball team, and I swear to God, they were called the Rock Cats, and they're the Red Sox AA team for a while. Now, hold on. You're right. It might be baseball because the Red Sox AA team now is Portland, Maine, the Sea Dogs. And so maybe when New Britain changed to, whoever they are now, because I can't imagine it being anything else, like it's not like it's not going to be cricket, or something like that.
Puerto Rico is probably going to be either baseball or basketball.
Right.
I don't see Florence having a huge basketball presence.
It's got to be Florence, South Carolina, right?
It does. It's got to
be baseball.
It's got to be baseball, right?
Yeah, it's got to be
All
baseball.
Right. Let's do that then.
We'll check in with baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, and happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
Yeah, we said the same thing because New Britain, I know that the Twins just recently changed their affiliate, and they had a high A team there called the Rockettes, and we said baseball too because there's got to be somebody else who replaced it. So baseball.
Both teams getting points. The correct answer is baseball. The Islanders, I thought, was kind of the giveaway. Puerto Rico, baseball's pretty big down there. They're part of the Empire Professional Baseball League. The Bees are the Futures Collegiate Baseball League, and the Yalls are in the Frontier League.
What frontier is there in South Carolina? Just curious.
The final frontier, actually.
Okay, thanks.
It's one of the few frontiers I know of. Question 2, we have the San Diego Seals, the Philadelphia Wings, and the Georgia Swarm.
Okay, we can go ahead and check in.
Happy birthday, Match checked in. Talk it out, guys.
I'm almost positive.
We don't need to talk it out. You're right.
The Swarm.
You're absolutely
right. The Swarm is lacrosse.
Yep.
So we'll check in with lacrosse.
Okay, checking in with lacrosse, and happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
Well, we said hockey, but now that I think about it, the Swarm used to be in St. Paul. So I'm pretty sure it's lacrosse, but we checked in with hockey.
All right, one team getting points here. The correct answer is lacrosse, indoor lacrosse. All those teams are members of the National Lacrosse League. Question 3, the Orlando Pride, the Washington Spirit, and the Houston Dash.
Yeah, we can check that in.
6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk it out.
So you're thinking like indoor arena league football, or I said basketball.
I'm fine with basketball. Orlando's
no. Let's go with
basketball
football.
city.
I like your original one. Let's go with your gut. We're gonna go ahead and say arena league football or just football.
Just football.
Okay, and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
They're women's professional soccer teams. So soccer.
One team getting points here. They are soccer teams or football teams, but not the football. I think Matt and Scott were thinking.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. What do you think?
That's exactly what we
Arena Football League? All right.
Same thing.
They are all members of the National Women's Soccer League. Heading into the first quarter today, we have a score of happy birthday, Matt, with 10 points. And we have 6 Super Bowls between us with 30.
Before we get to the first quarter, we wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
Bringing us today's first quarter, the Dean's List.
The Dean's List. For this quarter, there will be 3 lists containing 10 items, where the teams will go back and forth, guessing the items on the list. If a team guesses incorrectly, the other team can attempt to finish out that list. Each team is allowed 1 mulligan to be used after an incorrect guess. Each item is worth 10 points.
List 1 for the Dean's List. I want the 10 teams with the lowest all-time winning percentage in NFL history. And since Happy Birthday Matt only has 10 points, we're going to start off with you guys.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start with Cardinals.
The Cardinals, who are currently in Arizona, are number 2 on the list with a winning percentage of .425. All right, on to 6 Super Bowls.
Dan, you want to go with the one you sent me? I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 1 on the list with a amazing winning percentage of .387.
Wow. That's bad.
They have a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, number 3 on the list with a winning percentage of 440%.
I like the Jags too, Dan. That was going to be our next one. I guess we'll go with that one. Yeah.
We'll go with the Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons are number 4 on the list with a winning percentage of 448.
Yeah, we'll go with the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions, number 8 on the list with a winning percentage of 457.
We'll check in with the Jets.
The New York Jets, number 6, winning percentage 450.
Assuming that the Cleveland Browns are in the entirety of the Browns organization, we'll go with the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns is incorrect. Would you like to use your mulligan? We have 4 left.
To get one extra one, it's probably not worth it.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think it is, right?
We are not going to use our mulligan.
Okay, not using their mulligan. So we have 6 Super Bowls between us. Feel free to talk it out and finish the list.
I think the last 3 you typed, I think all 3 of them are on it. I do. Let's start with that first one because that one's okay. Yeah. Okay. So we think we'll start with the Bengals, right? We're going to start with the Bengals. Okay.
All right. The Cincinnati Bengals are number 5 on the list, winning percentage 449.
Then the other 2 we've got down here that we think are going to be good are the Bills and the Saints. So I think we go Saints first because we've had that one.
I would say Saints first.
Okay, we'll go with the Saints.
The New Orleans Saints are number 9 on the list with 461.
And then so the Bills will be our next one.
Yeah, I think that one's on there too. Let's do that one.
Okay, the Buffalo Bills. I think the Patriots are responsible for a big chunk of their losses. Are number 10 on the list with a winning percentage of 468.
All right, so we got 1 left.
All right, so we were talking about the Rams.
Yeah.
I think if it was going to be the Rams, they would have been down at the bottom of this, though.
Yeah.
I honestly think they're off the list. But
what about Seattle?
Seattle was bad for a while.
A long time. I mean, they were –
and then they were very good for a while.
Right. They were good in the 2000s. I remember them being bad in the 80s. And when did they make the Super Bowl with Hasselbeck? Was that like 99, 2000? No, it was after the Patriots.
It was in the 2000s. It was early
like
2000s.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I still think the Texans might be on there because they were pathetic for the first. They don't have a big sample size. That's the thing.
Right.
They would have had to have had a lot of winning seasons.
I mean,
in order to make up for the losing seasons that they had to start.
When did they come in the league? Like 05?
2000, 2001?
That long ago. Okay.
No, maybe no. It was a little later than that. It was maybe 05 actually. That sounds about right.
I mean, the Patriots have been beating them in the playoffs every year, like for the last 7 years. So 5 or 6 years. They've been in the playoffs.
They've been decent enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah. So, okay.
What do you feel strongest about right now?
I suggested the Rams. So I think that's the one. I know they were bad for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, before the merger, that goes back before my football fandom.
What about the Titans? I mean, Houston was good for a while, but
man, they were bad.
Houston was also bad for a while.
Whatever out of the Rams or the Titans, I'd be fine with either of those. I think one of them's on the list.
Pick one. You were strong with the Rams.
Let's go with the Rams. Let's check in with the Rams.
All right, the Rams are not on the list.
I say we let this one be.
I'm going to say let's not use our mulligan.
Yeah, let's let it be.
Okay, not using their mulligan. So the team was said.
We said half the league.
Dan? No, Dan was on it. It's the Houston Texans coming in at number 7 with their winning percentage of 455.
I'm actually a little surprised the Patriots weren't on there. That's how bad they were other than, the miracle in 85 and 96. They were awful for so long. They were such a I didn't really watch football when I was a kid. I mean, I'm 46 and I remember the 85 Super Bowl, but other than that, I was like, they were getting blacked out because nobody was at the games. And it's just like, they were such a non-factor around here. It was crazy.
Yeah, they were
it's crazy to think. Yeah, exactly. That's what I tell people. I'm like, they're like what you think about the Browns now. That was the Patriots. I tell my kids, and my kids are 12 and 15. My daughter's birthday was yesterday, actually. She turned 15, and I'm like, you guys, you have no idea what it's going to be like. Hopefully it never happens. Like, Cam Newton, please deliver us to more wins. But you girls are so spoiled. They just like used to watching the game on Sunday and the Patriots winning and being in the Super Bowl. And
on to list 2. Everyone remembers the home run race from 1998. But what I'm looking for is the top 10 in RBIs in that historic 1998 MLB season. And this time we're going to start with this. We have 6 Super Bowls between us.
So I'll check in with Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa is correct. Number 1 on the list with 158 RBIs.
Okay, we'll go with Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. is correct. Number 5 on the list with 146 RBIs.
We'll go with Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire is correct. He's number 4 on the list with 147 RBIs.
Yep, we're going to go with one of my favorites growing up, Juan Gonzalez.
Juan Gonzalez is correct. Number 2 on the list, 157 RBIs.
Yeah, we'll check in with A-Rod.
Alex Rodriguez is not on the list.
Really?
Would you like to use your mulligan? We have 6 remaining.
I think we need to.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, we will.
All right, that puts you back on the clock.
Now we have to come up with an answer.
How about that one that I sent you before that you saw?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. We'll go with Joey/Albert Bell.
Albert Bell, number 3 on the list with 152 RBIs.
We're going to check in with Vaughn.
Vaughn, Mo, Greg, Philip, Jason,
Rick
any
Vaughn.
of them
Johnny.
are not on the list. So that's an incorrect answer. Would you like to use your mulligan?
How many are left?
There are 5
6
left.
Yeah, I think we have.
There's too many good names out there that's still
I know.
available.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna go ahead and use it. We're gonna go with the pride of the South Side, Mr. Big Hurt, Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas, not on the list. So that eliminates you guys from this list. And we have 6 Super Bowls between us. Talk it out and try to finish out the list.
Now that you,
I'm pretty sure Manny.
You said Manny.
Yeah.
I was down on that before, but I think you might be right.
I'm pretty sure that was the year he signed with the Red Sox. After '98, he had like a massive year with the Indians, and he signed with the Red Sox for '99.
That makes sense. Let's go with Manny.
So I'd say Manny.
Manny Ramirez is number 6 on the list. With the Cleveland Indians, he hit 145 RBIs, or had 145 RBIs.
So the late '90s, I lived in Atlanta actually, and so I'm trying to think of on the Braves. That's why I suggested Chipper, but that might be too.
I think they had a lot of team RBIs. I don't think they had any one big.
Well, they had Fred McGriff.
Yeah.
And then Lemke and Chipper. Galarraga was there. I mean, we talking like Todd Helton time. Who
was playing? Speaking of which, who was playing in Colorado at that point?
Yeah, isn't that Larry Walker, Todd Helton, Vinny Castilla?
Vinny Castilla's.
I mean, I feel like Larry Walker was on those late '90s Rockies teams and killing the ball. And that, Barry Bonds? I don't know how many.
Here's a name from back then. How about Jeff Kent?
Yeah, he
had a really big year right around then. I don't remember what year it was though.
Okay, so tell my wife not to listen to this. When I was in Atlanta, I was dating this girl, and she got me tickets for my birthday. So that would have been, we sat in the second row right next to the Giants dugout, because I'm a Giants fan as well. They were my National League team, and that would have been, that was Kent and Bonds hitting back to back, and they were awesome. So I feel like Bonds has got to be on the list. That was either 97 or 98. And yeah, I mean, Kent and Bonds were killing the ball.
All right.
So,
I mean, but Bonds is too big of a name to not say, right? I mean, he had to have been.
He had to have been there. Although A-Rod wasn't, right? I don't know. But that was when Bonds was, starting to, just change his body a little bit.
Yeah, let's go with him.
All right. So we'll go with Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds is incorrect. He is not on the list. So the 4 players not chosen, 2 were said. Number 7, we had Vinny Castilla with 144. Number 8, we had Jeff Kent with 128.
Wow.
Number 9, we had Jeremy Burnitz.
He came up in my head.
I forgot about him.
Came up.
Yeah, completely forgot about
with
him.
125. And number 10, everyone's favorite, Moises Alou with 124.
I would never have said Moises.
On to the third list. The John Wooden Award is given to the most outstanding college basketball player each year. What I'm looking for is the last 10 guards to win this award. So shooting guard or point guard.
Male or female?
Male, sorry. All right, so we're going to start with Happy Birthday, Matt, for this one.
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield is correct. Winner in 2015, 2016 with Oklahoma.
Yep. Yeah, so we're going to check in.
We have to take it off the board before Matt does.
We're going to check in with Jimmer.
Jimmer Fredette.
He's on our list. You didn't give it away.
Matt, I wrote this question specifically for you so you could use that answer, and took it from
He wanted to be fair, he wanted to.
Dan suggested it in the chat, and I was like, are you joking? Or
For as much I heard about this guy and how awesome he is, he's got to be on that list, right?
I love that guy.
Jimmer Fredette is correct. Winner in 2010, 2011 with BYU.
We'll check in with JJ Redick.
JJ Redick. Correct answer. He won in 2005 and 2006 with Duke.
All right. Okay, let's go Jason Williams.
Jason Williams is correct. Won it with Duke in 2001, 2002.
All right, let's just go for it. We're going to check in with John Morant.
John Morant is incorrect. That brings us back to we have 6 Super Bowls between us to try to finish out the list.
I'm pretty sure Zion won it last year, right? Like,
couldn't remember if he did or not. I thought Ja.
I typed in Ja too. But I was like,
Ja had a much better season, so he probably should have won it.
It's true.
Who was the guy from Villanova a couple years ago?
You guys were just talking about it on one of the episodes I listened to. Because it was the Archie-Nakano and DiVincenzo, and then the other guy that you were talking about. I can't remember his name. I don't think he won the Wooden Award though. But I am.
Right, so what I was saying in the chat is, I wish we had our mulligan.
Yeah.
Because I was going to throw out a name that I just wanted to see how far back this went. I wanted to throw out one that I knew won it from a ways back and see how far back it went. Because I know Chris Mullin won it, and I know Michael Jordan won it, and I know there aren't a lot of guards that do win it.
Yeah, I don't think I can't imagine it goes back that far. I mean, he said the 05-06 was the bottom 5. I mean, you got.
Yeah, I think there was a run in the 90s though where it was all centers and forwards though.
Yeah.
I mean, think of all those guys back then, like Danny Manning and Christian Laettner, Larry Johnson.
Yeah, they're early night. I mean, I'm thinking Iverson or Jason Kidd, but I just don't know if they're too early too. And this whole guard thing has got me all thrown off.
The one from Villanova though, he was a point guard.
Brunson, right?
Yes.
Jalen Brunson.
Yes. If he won it, I think he did.
I don't know. If you think he did, I mean, frankly, we could be here for another hour.
That's true. Let's throw all these names out then. Yeah. Let's go with him first.
All
right. Checking in with Jalen Brunson, and that is correct. He won the award in 2017, 2018 with.
Glad I listened the other day.
I'm the one that answered him in that question, and I still didn't think.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the wrong answer. But let's be clear on that.
Well, that's all right. I was yelling out DiVincenzo in my car, so that was the wrong answer too.
Did send Scott something about Jalen someone. I couldn't remember his last name, but yeah. So
I remember him winning it, but clearly I don't remember anything about winning the award. So
Mark, I'm tapped here, except for whoever that guard from Kansas was, and then way back That's about all I can remember.
Yeah.
I mean, we can throw a wrong answer
I can't
out.
imagine the way back. Yeah, of course we can. That's easy. I got lots of wrong answers. Let's pick anybody who played at New Hampshire in the late 90s. I mean, we're all terrible. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like, Kidd or Iverson. So I don't know which one of them out. Is younger.
Iverson's younger.
Iverson's younger, right? All right. So Allen Iverson. We'll check in with Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson is incorrect. So that will end it for that list. Dan, you were on the right track. Chris Mullin was the last one on the last 10, winning 84-85.
But that was 84. I mean, we had no reason to think it would have gone that far back.
Yeah.
So there's no freshmen on the list. We have a couple sophomores, one being Trey Burke with Michigan.
Oh, it was in my head. I didn't think he won it.
TJ Ford with Texas.
Oh, I should have had that one.
Man, I had him listed.
Then we have Frank Mason III out of Kansas.
That's the guy I was thinking of.
Dan was talking about. And then finally, Jameer Nelson.
Yeah.
After the first quarter, we have a score of Happy Birthday, Matt, with 80. And we have 6 Super Bowls between us with 150. Bringing us today's second quarter, which will be pre- and post-game.
Pre- and post-game. For this quarter, there will be 5 before and after style questions. For example, if I said, what all-time leader in receptions for the Indianapolis Colts was a Notre Dame safety drafted by the Minnesota Vikings? The answer would be Marvin Harrison Smith. Each question is worth 20 points.
Okay, this edition is going to be the bust edition of pre- and post-game. One or both players in each question will be a draft bust. Question 1, first-round quarterback drafted by the Browns who passed for 95 touchdowns and over 11,000 yards in college and recorded 144 tackles and 24 sacks at North Carolina, but fell short of his first-round expectations in the NFL while playing for the Jets and Dolphins.
You want to check in or do you want to send it to me?
I'm going to do both. We can check in.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Matt's checked in. 6 Super Bowls, talk it out.
Yeah, I got nothing. Neither of them. I can't even think. I mean, I got quarterbacks drafted by the Browns in the first round. I got a ton of those, but
that does not help, right?
No, there's 100 of them.
I really think Brady Quinn's our best option on this one, just because of
I mean, he had a ton of touchdowns and yards at Notre Dame,
but just because of his last name.
Yeah.
Oh no! I know who it is, but I can't remember his last name. I'm going to need you to help me out on this one. It's Quentin.
Oh, Quentin Coriat?
Quentin. This is it. This is the answer. It's Brady Quentin. It's hard seek. I feel terrible about this. I know this is the right answer, but I can't come up with his last name.
Quentin. It's not Quentin Coriat, right? He was older. He's the old guy that went to Bama.
Let me start going through letters.
I think a Jets guys who sucked who were D linemen is Vernon Golston, but I can't.
He just came up in an episode that we just recorded as well. It's Copels.
Okay,
Golston got me there.
That's what I'm here for.
Yes. So Brady Quentin Copels.
Okay, checking in with Brady Quentin Copels. And happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
Matt, I thought maybe this was our chance to get back in the game here. Beep. Brady Quentin Copels.
Both teams getting their points on that. The correct answer is Brady Quentin Copels.
It was Golston that got me there too.
And that's 100% to back in, right?
Yes.
We know
that's teamwork.
That's not even close to.
For the record, I've never heard of Quentin Copels. So
I hadn't either.
Exactly.
Question 2. Heisman Trophy winning Pac-12 quarterback who suited up for the Texans, Raiders, and Cardinals and was a 1990 Arena Football League MVP who dealt with gambling addiction, gambling away much of his NFL, Arena League, and radio salaries, and found his way to prison.
So we're checked in.
Okay, and happy birthday, Matt. Talk it out.
So you think it's Matt Leinart as the quarterback?
Won the Heisman, Pac-12, played for those three teams for sure.
So we need to find somebody who played in the Arena League, had a radio career, and gambled away all of his money. Whose first name is
Arthur. But
Arthur
I mean, I don't.
Something. Poncherelli.
I don't know too many arts.
I mean, I know that.
It's Art Shell.
The only prominent Arena League football player that I know is the one who played for the Iowa Barnstormers, played for the Rams and the Cardinals.
Kurt
I can't
Warner?
think of his name off the top of my head. Yeah, Kurt Warner.
Art Warner.
Yeah.
That's his real first name.
I mean, the only football player I know named Art is Art Shell.
I mean, Art Monk, but it's not him.
Oh, yeah.
Arthur.
Are we on the wrong track with Art at all, with Matt Leinart? Is there
Pac-12 Heisman winning quarterbacks that played for all three of those? I mean, Texans means it's got to be after 2002.
Yep, so Schaub didn't play.
No.
He didn't win the Heisman.
Yeah, I guess we're not going to get there. It sucks. Which Art do you want to go with?
Art
Garfunkel?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Matt Leinart Garfunkel.
There it is.
Okay, and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
I can't believe you guys got it. No, I'm just kidding.
Play the backup sound.
Matt Leinart. Yeah, that's a major backup. Matt Leinart is correct. And then I'm pretty sure there's a guy named Art Schleister who was a quarterback who lost a whole bunch of money gambling. And so Matt Leinart Schleister.
Okay. The correct answer is Matt Leinart Schlichter. He's actually was involved in a big ticket scandal at the Ohio State University, which put him into prison. He's actually scheduled to be released sometime like in the next week, which I didn't realize until I was writing this question. But I did also read that as soon as he gets out, they think he's going right back in for something else that they're going to convict him on. So,
or Art.
Yeah, tough life.
Can I make a rule that from now on the questions have to be related to people that maybe like more than 1% of the American?
I've heard the name.
More than one person know
about
it.
If you ever watch NFL Network, they did those top 10 draft busts. He's one of them.
Oh, so he was a draft bust.
That's the category.
Well, Matt Leinart, no, but the Art Schleister, whatever his name is.
Yeah, whatever.
He was a first-round pick by the Colts.
He was a first-round pick. In like I feel like it was like the early mid 90s, something like that.
It's got to be before.
Mid 80s, I believe.
I mean, mid 80s. I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Mid 80s. I apologize. Yeah, that's what threw me off. I thought he was much older than 90, but I guess maybe making a comeback.
Well, not anymore. I think his days are done.
He's on the next longest yard.
He's making a comeback 30 years later.
On to question 3. Commonly referred to as the biggest bust of the 1990s in the NBA, and was a first-round Crimson Tide quarterback for the New York Jets, playing 3 seasons, getting released in 2016 after a plague of injuries.
I'm sorry, Eric. Did you say quarterback or cornerback?
Cornerback.
Okay, then let's check in.
Okay. Happy birthday, Matt is checked in. You guys can talk it out now.
I mean, isn't the biggest draft bust Darko? That was the 2000s, though, wasn't it?
It was
03.
And I think Kwame Brown was too, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I should be able to think of the corner. The Jets, I'm trying to remember who that guy was. He sucked. And he had, it was drafted of course the Jets are drafting in the top 10 because they're terrible. And I can't remember his name.
Well, who was the draft bust from the 90s?
There's a lot.
In the NBA. Anybody start with Candy? Is there a Candy? Michael Olowokandi?
Yeah, I was thinking. I just thought about Michael Olowokandi.
Just trying to think of who the Timberwolves drafted because that's probably it.
I'm trying to think of who that corner is, because Bama had a run of corners and safeties that were drafted in the last 5 or 6 years, and I see the Jets twice a year, so I saw this guy at least 6 or 7 times.
Who else was a big bust in the 90s? Bradley jumps out at me as something that might work with a last name, last name is a first name. Yeah. This one might be a bust. Like the draft.
Ironically.
Yeah.
As soon as you say it, I'm going to be like, yep, that's the guy. Oh, man, I can't. The Jet cornerback is bothering me. I can't think of it.
Well, it's well documented that recent football is my black hole. So,
yeah, I think we just tap out. I don't think I'm going to come up with it.
All right.
Tapping out on that one. And happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
So this is Michael Olawakan D. Milliner.
D. Milliner. That's right.
One team getting points here. The correct answer is Michael Olawakan D. Milliner. Michael Olawakan actually made the all-rookie second team in 1998. So, I mean, maybe not that big of a bust.
It was a weak draft year outside of Carter and Jameson.
And D. Milliner was 9th overall pick in 2013. Yeah, so just he had a 2-game stretch. He had a 2-game stretch where he was good, and then nothing ever.
Yeah, they didn't throw near him.
Looks like I have to throw out my Michael Olowokandi Maldonado.
Thanks, Eric.
Sorry.
Feel free to use the one I typed to you though with the quarterback. He didn't go to Bama though, but he was drafted by the Jets.
Question 4. Boise State pass rusher drafted in the second round of the 2014 NFL Draft, who was a Grey Cup champion in 2003 after striking out in the NFL with 3 different teams and sadly passed away in prison in 2016.
You knew I was going to be on this show. You knew how much I detest your rounds about draft busts.
But you're worth Scott.
Yeah. Second round. I mean, whatever. I don't really pay attention to the second round.
Yeah, how are you draft busting the second round?
Pay attention. One or both of these players were a draft bust.
Right.
So they both don't have to be.
And the Grey Cup guy was 2003. He won the Grey Cup?
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that's right. You want to check it in? Yeah, we'll check in.
Yeah, let's check it in.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk about.
I don't know who died in 2016 in prison, Matt.
I mean, the majority of my...
Lots of people probably, but...
Only one guy.
One NFL player. Sorry, did they give away an answer?
Okay. I think I know it, Matt. I think I know it. I was trying to think if this was him, Matt, if it was Lawrence Phillips, the former Rams running back. And it is. And it's DeMarcus Lawrence Phillips. Tank Lawrence from the Cowboys was from Boise State, and he was a second rounder. We're going to check in with DeMarcus Lawrence Phillips.
Okay, and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
Well, I came up with Lawrence Phillips right away. And Mark came up with DeMarcus Lawrence right after he heard Lawrence Phillips. So we're going to go with DeMarcus Lawrence Phillips from Nebraska.
See, Matt, I wrote a question for you.
No, I'm not a Nebraska fan. I don't know.
No, but you mentioned Nebraska 18 times a day. You're moving there. You got to get your Lawrence Phillips jersey.
I thought we were done with Omaha.
Evidently,
so the correct answer
is
not Lincoln, though. We're not done with Lincoln yet, though.
The correct answer is DeMarcus Lawrence Phillips. Phillips was an amazing college running back. Loved watching him as a kid. Drafted 6th overall by the Rams.
One of their bowl games was on recently on, I don't know if it was on Big Ten, like Nebraska Day or something, and he was just like, all it was just turn and give to Lawrence Phillips and just let him run people over. It was really incredible. I forgot how good he was.
You know, my wife doesn't talk bad about Nebraska very often, but when it comes to Lawrence Phillips, she does. The amount of abuse that he took while he was there and the way that they treated him and didn't get him help for as many times as he cried out for help at Nebraska, she thinks it was outrageous. And this coming from a person who defends just about anything that comes out of Nebraska, no matter what. So, yeah, they abused that poor man.
That guy, he had a lot of demons, but
yeah. There was that story about that a different running back later on, but I think that the original one was Lawrence Phillips had an incident where he broke into somebody's dorm room and took a dump on and something. I don't remember the details.
Didn't the Packer do that?
No,
Didn't the
yeah, there
Packer
was
running
a
back do
Packer,
that?
but he did it into
Najee,
Najee Davenport?
Najee Davenport. There you go.
Najee Davenport.
No, but
did that.
I thought there was a Lawrence Phillips one about that too, because when I told my wife that story, she goes, Lawrence Phillips did that back when we were in college, because they went to school together at Nebraska. So,
Oh, that was the same time?
yeah, my wife was there in the mid to late 90s.
Okay, question 5. I'm going to make sure I say this clearly this time. Crimson Tide cornerback who spent his career in the AFC North through the 2019 season and was a Notre Dame quarterback selected in the early 90s and played for 7 teams in his NFL career. So to be clear, that is a cornerback and a quarterback. Scott, you didn't tell me it happened.
Did it? I didn't get. I saw it.
Listen, when I host, I mean, stuff breaks.
Seriously, there it is.
Breaking news. Giolito with a no-hitter.
Against the worst team. It doesn't matter.
The worst team.
I mean, it was against the Pirates. Like the worst team in baseball.
Oh, that's the Tigers. Let's get it right.
I think it's the Red Sox, actually.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Red Sox are terrible.
We're going to check in. I'm going to contest this one after we answer. I'm going to go ahead and check in.
What's the contest?
Okay, so it's something funny. Some funny business going on. Okay, you guys are checked in, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, the second part's got to be Rick Mirer, early 90s Notre Dame quarterback. He's drafted the same year as Bledsoe. I'm a Notre Dame fan. He was good. It would have been 93. So then the other part.
Again, we're in recent NFL, which is I'm not going to help.
I know,
much.
and I'm trying. I mean, I think so. I keep thinking of Joe Hayden, who not only did not go to Bama, but that has nothing to do with Rick Mirer. Joe Hayden went to Florida.
Eric, this is great. John Southard posted on the bench that I see that Eric's probably going to do a breaking news about Nicholas Giolito in his next episode.
Nicholas. Oh. Matt just made up someone new.
No, Lucas, sorry. Sorry, I mean to cut you out there, Mark.
No.
Do we know that it was early 90s, right?
That's what he said, early 90s Notre Dame quarterback, right? It's got to be Rick Mirer. Notre Dame, other than Rick Mirer, sucked in the early.
Only other
90s.
Quarterback that they had around that time was
Tony Rice.
Paulus.
Ron Paulus. Yeah, but he wasn't drafted. He was terrible.
No, you're right. I was
Are we still in draft bust? I feel like that was like
I was a Notre Dame fan back then too. Because Rod Smith went to my high school.
Yeah.
So I became a big
so
Notre Dame.
I mean, Rick Mirer was drafted number 2 or 3, right behind Bledsoe and then somebody else. So it's got to be him. And so we're in draft busts again. I'm forgetting this is before and after draft busts. So a bad corner from the NFC North from Bama recently. Then I should know this name because I watch a lot of Bama because I've been on TV every week, and Saturday afternoons I park myself in front of the TV and watch SEC football. I keep thinking of Orlando Scandrick, but he didn't play his whole career in the NFC North. He was in the Cowboys. All I can think of is Orlando Scandrick. So I don't. If I got nothing else, Dan, if you got nothing else,
I'm not going to be much help.
So why don't we check in with Orlando Scandrick Mirer?
Okay, and happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
I'm actually not going to contest this because I forgot that not both parts have to be a bust. I was going to argue with you about the first guy. I was like, I don't know if I consider him a bust, but Rick Mirer is definitely a bust. So there's no arguing that. Dre Kirkpatrick Mirer is the answer.
And I turned him around again, didn't I?
Yes.
I was trying to make Mirer
You're
work.
like, Mer?
I do that all the time. Oh, man.
All right, one team getting points here. The correct answer is Dre Kirkpatrick Meyer. Heading into halftime, we have a score of Happy Birthday Matt with 160, making up some ground on we have 6 Super Bowls between us with a score of 210.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 5 entertainment questions pertaining to sports, with each question worth 20 points.
Question 1. Everyone knows the quote, "There is no crying in baseball," from A League of Their Own. Another great line is given after Jimmy Dugan signs a baseball for a young boy. With what advice did Dugan write on this baseball?
Now, I hope that chuckle means you know it.
It's something like that.
Sure.
I don't...
Could be.
Yep. That's
that.
it. Yeah, that's it.
It's
I'm like,
absolutely that.
my friends would kill me. My friends would listen to this and be like, "Mark, how did you not know that immediately?" Because there's so many great lines in this movie that get quoted all the time. That is 100% it, Dan.
Yep, we'll check in.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Check it out.
I hope you get the wording right, Matt.
I think it's something about the clap. I think it's like avoid the clap or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. They're not chuckling. They're not. I don't know. Maybe I am wrong. I don't know. I thought it was that.
It doesn't ring a bell with me, but that's probably because I watched it as a youth. So my mom probably didn't let me watch that part, I'm guessing. Which now, like, damn it, Mom.
When's the last
that's
time
a
you
quality
watched that
movie.
Oh, man. That's so
a great
long.
movie.
I love that
Yeah,
movie.
like 20 years ago?
The problem is I watched it 100 times growing up. So, like, you know, I feel like I'm set for a little bit.
I watched it Sunday afternoon, just so everybody knows.
So, Matt, I mean, if that's what you think it is, if that was your first instinct, then
Let's check in with avoid the clap.
Okay, and 6 Super Bowls, what was your answer?
Oh, it's absolutely avoid the clap.
Both teams getting points here. The correct answer is avoid the clap. And just so everybody knows, that is good advice.
That is good advice.
Matt, what was that around? Not Matt, I'm sorry. Scott, what was that around your neck? Was it like a travel pillow?
it is a travel pillow. I'm flying to LA next week, so I bought this
When
tonight
it was
and I wanted to
close
try it out.
around your neck, it looked like it was coming out of your hat. You looked like Oscar Gamble.
It's very comfortable.
Question 2. In The Mighty Ducks, there are 2 NHL players that make a cameo appearance in the movie. Name these 2 players.
I should learn by now. I should
So you
learn.
threatened. You
I
talked
should
about
learn
Mighty Ducks.
to actually watch these stupid movies, but I chose not to because I have better things to do with my time than waste it on the Mighty Ducks movies. Oh my God.
Do you? Eric, the Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks, correct? Not D2?
Yes, correct. The Mighty Ducks.
My time that's better spent is on editing this stupid podcast talking about the Mighty Ducks damn question.
We'll check in.
6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Hit me with some Mighty Duck stuff.
All right, well, Gretzky's in D2, so it's not Gretzky. I Eric, actually threw out some names to Matt, surprisingly. Chris Chelios.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Eric Lindros was in D2. Yeah, that's right. I know these guys. So then I asked
That's
Matt.
right. You've been studying your hockey, right?
I can't
Well,
think of
I've always known these guys. I know the big players.
who was the North Stars scorer that went down to the Stars and
Why are
finished
you
his
asking
career
me?
up there. I can't remember.
Mike Modano?
There you go. Maybe Mike Modano.
Look at that. Look at that. I don't even care if we get this right. This is my most crowning moment on this podcast right now.
If you
So,
get
The hockey player.
I named several.
Scott, if you get both of these,
He's named a lot of hockey
you
players.
can retire because you will
know.
have.
I'll never
you
ask
will
you
have
another
reached
hockey
the,
question.
the pinnacle.
Yeah, the problem is I don't know. One would think, Matt, that they were Minnesota players, being that the movie centers around a guy that played for the North Stars.
Well, they might just be Minnesota hockey players that played in the NHL.
Sure. Who
Yeah,
are they?
well,
Name them.
throw a rock. I don't know.
Yeah, but
There's
I mean,
a million
we're talking,
Minnesota players here.
Right, but these are going to be, hopefully you would think these are going to be pretty big, high-profile guys.
From 1991 or 92?
Yeah, from like 1992.
Sure. Let me see. Let me check my back.
Marc Messier, he's not from Minnesota.
No, he's not from Minnesota.
No, Scott's just flexing his muscles naming hockey players.
You must have just got up
There
to
you go,
Edmonton,
Scott.
right?
Just for you.
Yeah.
Yes, John Wall Dance. Thank you, sir.
So you want to go with Madonna as one?
I feel like I don't remember him being in those movies. I like Chris Chelios as a name.
Go
That's
ahead.
a good name.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a good name. I definitely remember that I know the names Paul Correa and Eric Lindros mostly because of the Mighty Ducks, especially Correa. Lindros I used on the video games, but
Well, let's go with Paul Correa then.
so Chelios and Paul Correa.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guess we'll check in with Chris Chelios and Paul Correa.
Okay, and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
I'm just gonna let Dane answer because I had nothing other than.
Well, yeah, it was former North Stars players that were around there, and one of them was Mike Modano, and the other one, it took me a while to remember it, and I loved this guy when he played for the North Stars, and I just can't. He's been out of mind for so long. It's Basil McRae.
He's a fighter, and they don't fight anymore. That's why it's out of mind.
All right, one team getting points here. The correct answer is Mike Modano and Basil McRae. McDonough was inducted in the NHL Hall of Fame. He's actually, in my opinion, the greatest American on board.
Basil McRae was not inducted into the.
Not yet. Fingers crossed for 2021. So,
And my neighbor has 2 kids, and one of them, boy who plays hockey, is named Basil after Basil.
I thought you
McRae.
were going to say they were named Basil and McRae.
No, I forget the other one's name, but they're both named after hockey players. But now I'm blanking on the other name.
okay, question 3.
More
In D2, the Mighty Ducks.
Oh. Thank God Scott just named everybody who was.
I was no, he didn't. He didn't touch on this one. So thank God.
Damn
I was going to cut him off. All right. In D2, the Mighty Ducks, what 2 Olympic gold medalists make a cameo appearance in this movie? One was a diver, the other was a skater.
Matt, we can check in, right? I mean, it seems like you have no clue, so we'll just throw these out there.
Happy birthday, Matt's checked in. 6 Super Bowls, talk it out, please.
I've never seen this movie.
Okay, it was.
So if you give me years though, I know Olympic athletes.
It was
So
94, 95.
I mean, obviously
Greg Louganis is one of them.
Louganis is
He's the diver.
be one of them. He's got to be the diver from 94, 95.
And the skater.
So 98 was like Lipinski, right?
Yeah, this is earlier though. This is like
Michelle
94,
Kwan.
95. I think it's Christy Yamaguchi.
So I would say Yamaguchi or, I mean, that's like Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding.
I think it's
92 or 94. I mean, Yamaguchi would make sense in terms of like the Mighty Ducks is a Disney property.
Yeah.
So the whole Kerrigan Harding thing, not
I
as
think
pure
it's,
as Disney would like to be.
Yeah, I think it's Yamaguchi.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, we'll check in with Louganis and Yamaguchi.
Okay, and happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
We had the same exact answer: Greg Louganis and Christy Yamaguchi.
Well, teams getting their points on that one. The correct answer is Greg Louganis and Christy Yamaguchi. After the success of the first movie, they could really pull these cameos for the second one.
Yep.
So, the likes of Christy Yamaguchi and Greg Louganis and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I figured that was too easy.
Neely was in there too, wasn't he?
Yes.
Question number 4, Mighty Ducks 3.
I hope so.
He did say something about Mighty Ducks at the top, which did frighten me because it's been a long time.
Question 4 in D3, The Mighty Ducks. One character that appeared in the first 2 movies did not appear in this movie. What character was it?
I think I know that one.
I'm pretty sure it's who I initially thought it was. I think I got the movies mixed up.
Go for it.
So we'll go ahead and check in.
Okay, happy birthday, Matt is checked in. 6 Super Bowls,
There's
talk it
nothing
out.
to talk out. I know who it is.
I got
but
nothing.
I don't know his name. I don't know the actor.
I haven't seen
he was the shooter. He was a really good shooter. And I got nothing. I'm just gonna have to let these guys name it because I don't have it.
Yeah, I got nothing either.
Yeah, so I'm punting again, I guess.
Tapping out, and that brings us back to Happy Birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
So at first I was like, I think there might be multiple answers because I couldn't remember if Charlie's mom was in D3 or not. But I believe I remember her making a small appearance in there when he starts getting in trouble. So I'm pretty sure, Matt, that she does make movies.
Because I swear, Eric, you said earlier that all of a sudden Charlie's mom, and when I wrote down, it's like the one kid's mom who Gordon Bombay hooks up with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in it. And Emilio Estevez is in it very shortly at the funeral. He does a cameo. I think it's Adam Banks. If it's not Adam Banks, it's Fulton, but we checked in with Adam Banks.
All right, checking in with Adam Banks, and unfortunately, neither team's getting points on this one. The correct answer is Jesse Hall.
Was he in the second one?
He was in the first two.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Is he like a sharpshooter?
No, he wasn't No, that's Russ. You're thinking of Kenan Thompson's character, right?
Knuckle Puck Kid?
The Knuckle Puck?
I don't know who I'm thinking of then.
Fulton Reed was the kid with the big slap shot.
Yep. I remember Jesse being in the second one. I guess he wasn't very.
No, he was. He definitely in the second
No, it just wasn't very relevant in it. This is the kid that played the Nunez in The Sandlot. Same kid.
Oh,
yeah, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and his brother actually in the first one. Yep. Everybody knows who he grew up to be.
No,
nobody. All right, never mind. Jesse Smollett was actually in the first.
Really? That was him. Wow.
Yeah, younger brother of Jesse Hall in the first Mighty Ducks movie.
Him.
Would have been a good question. I kind of just threw it out there, huh?
Yep.
All right, question 5. In Mighty Ducks 4, there wasn't one. So
Thank God.
Should have been. There should have been.
More League of Their Own.
Sorry, and I'm going to disappoint you on this one. Question 5. Youngblood is a hockey movie released in 1986 starring Rob Lowe as a young farmhand who had a dream to play hockey. What excellent actor played Heaver, the Hamilton Mustangs goalie?
Okay, yep.
All right,
we're good.
We'll check in.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk about.
Excellent, dude. Pretty sure it's Keanu Reeves.
You guys going with that? Or?
Yeah, we're checking in with that.
Scott's not making any noise.
Scott's
anticlimactic. It's because he already
nodded
at me.
It's a hockey movie from the 80s. Come on.
All right, checking in with.
I thought it was Patrick Swayze. I have no idea.
He was in the movie.
I mean, he hung out with Rob Lowe, so I figured.
Checking in with Keanu Reeves and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
We also went with Keanu Reeves basically because of that excellent clue that you gave.
Yeah, I figured it might have been a little too hard to pull it out without that. Very, very minor role as the goalie. Keanu Reeves did play goalie in high school and earned the nickname The Wall. So both teams getting points.
But a great baseball coach in hardball. And a great quarterback also.
In the halftime, we have a score with Happy Birthday Matt at 220. And we have 6 Super Bowls between us at 290.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at benchwarmerstp. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now on to the second half. Today's third quarter will be David versus Goliath.
David versus Goliath. This quarter will consist of 5 pairs of questions, one easier, David, and one harder, Goliath. After hearing both questions, each team will pick one of the 2 questions to answer, either David or Goliath. Each David question is worth 20 points, and each Goliath question is worth 50 points.
All right, David versus Goliath today is going to be Alumni Edition 2.0. I'm going to give you a player. You're going to tell me what school they went to.
I'm still cursed by Brian Westbrook in the first one when I knew it and went against my gut.
I saw him play in college. Villanova played against the UNH every year. Still do.
Question 1, David. Thurman Thomas. Goliath, Andre Reed.
We'll let's check that one in.
All right, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk it up.
Yeah, Matt. I don't know the David or the Goliath. Again, if Dan's weak spot is current football, my weak spot is non-current football. So, if it's after 1990, I have a shot, but I know these guys were in college before then. So,
I don't know what came to my head, but I thought Andre Reed went to Wisconsin, but I think
I thought he went to Notre Dame. So I have no idea, dude.
I have no idea where Thurman Thomas went to college. Do you have any clue?
Nope. Miami. I have no idea, dude.
No, it's not Miami. I would have remembered that. It's not Oklahoma State.
It's probably if it's the David, it's probably a pretty big school.
It's got to be a big school. Pretty sure it's not a Big Ten school. Might be an SEC school.
Tennessee?
Might be. Tennessee, not Florida. Wouldn't have been
Alabama.
I
don't think he went to Georgia, right?
Wouldn't have been Alabama or LSU.
Right.
You want to just go Tennessee for David? Yeah, I don't think the Andre Reed is Wisconsin. For some reason, I had it in my head, but I don't think it's right. So we'll check in with David, and we'll say the University of Tennessee.
All right, checking in for the David with Tennessee and 6 Super Bowls. What did you go with?
I want to ask a question. Why did Matt say Oklahoma State? Like, that's really, really odd because at about that same time is when Barry Sanders was there. We checked in with David Thurman Thomas, Oklahoma State.
So one team getting points here. The David answer to Thurman Thomas is Oklahoma State.
You said it, and I was like, "That's the first thing out of your mouth is Oklahoma State." Like, are you kidding me? That's the right answer. Yeah. Andre Reed, I thought he went to an HBCU, but I'm not totally sure about that.
Andre Reed went to a little university in Pennsylvania called Kutztown University.
Who?
Kutztown.
Right?
Or
where?
You ever heard of Kutztown?
Yeah.
That's a D2 school in Pennsylvania. It's either D2 or D3.
Whoa,
yeah,
D2?
It's either D2 or
the
D3.
Mighty Ducks?
Yeah.
The Mighty
Ducks.
I've heard of a lot of D3 schools.
I know a lot.
I know a movie called D3.
And there's no D4 schools, ironically.
Oh, that's probably why
no
There's also no D4 movie.
So both Reed and Thomas are in the Hall of Fame and are combined 0-8 in the Super Bowl. Just want to throw that out there. Sorry.
Do you have good protection at your house? Just wondering.
You don't live in Buffalo, do you, Eric?
Oh, I do.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I love Buffalo.
It's
great.
Sure.
I love it. Yeah, you're crazy. Buffalo's a fun town. I got 2 friends who live there. It's a good time. We go there every other year.
Don't do it this year. All right. Question 2, the David is Michael Beasley. And Goliath, Danny Granger. But his freshman and sophomore seasons.
Oh, come on. I know where he went after that.
Sorry, Scott.
If you got nothing for...
Yeah, I say we just go with what we've got.
So we can check in.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk it out.
We're checking in with David, Kansas State.
Okay, and 6 Super Bowls, what was your answer?
The same. David, Kansas State.
All right, both teams checking in for the David with Kansas State. Both teams getting points on that. The correct answer to the Goliath question for Danny Granger is he was at Bradley, member of the Bradley Braves.
Of course.
Where's Bradley?
Bradley Braves.
It's Indiana, isn't it?
In Illinois.
It's in Illinois. It's like Peoria, I think.
My step uncle went there. It's in Illinois.
Granger left because the Bradley coach was a little too, verbally abusive from what I've read. All right, both teams getting points for the David. Bringing us to question 3. David, Khalil Mack, and Goliath, everyone's favorite, Ken Anderson.
You would think the amount of times that we've Googled Ken Anderson, I would have looked at that by now.
I'm guessing you don't know it.
No.
Okay, I don't either.
We're gonna check in.
Go ahead and check in. Yeah, we'll tell him. It's David, guys.
Checking in with David, but I wasn't supposed to know that. 6 Super Bowls. Talk it up.
Yeah, Khalil Mack went to Buffalo.
I've looked at Ken Anderson a couple times over the last week. Not last week, last couple weeks.
He's probably had no more like this is the most attention he's ever had in his life.
This is Ken Anderson, like Bengals quarterback from the Super Bowl from like 1982, yes. Right? Against the Niners.
Yes. And oh man.
It's not like Oregon State or something, is it? Like okay.
No.
Because that's Derek Anderson. It's Oregon State.
It's a college that it's one that sounds so familiar to me, but
is it a big school, small school?
No, it's a small school. I don't know where it is. I just know that the name is just very familiar, and I can't.
You think it's D1, 1AA?
No. It's not D1. No, I'm not gonna pull this out.
Right, so we can check in for David, right?
Yeah.
With Buffalo.
Let's do that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, checking in with Buffalo for the David, and happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer?
Yeah, we checked in the David as well. Mark's actually got 2 friends that live there. The answer
3 now. I'd like to say I'm friends with Eric now. Like I got 3.
You're a Patriots fan. We can be friends.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Both teams getting points on that. Correct answer for the David is Buffalo. The correct answer for the Goliath, Ken Anderson, is Augustana College.
Of course.
Oh, that's why I remembered. Okay, that's why it was familiar to me. There's one out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Falls. Yeah. Is that the one?
Or it's not that one.
That one's in Illinois.
One, but yeah.
Going heavy with these
That's
Illinois
why it was
schools.
Familiar.
Yeah, what's going on there?
I like it there. I went to Chicago twice.
Do you have any friends there?
Neil from Triviality, I would like to consider him a close personal friend.
Not Jeff or
No, I talked to Neil more than any of them.
Or Ken. Okay.
Ken. Question 4. We have the David being Eric Montross, and the Goliath, Antonio McDyess.
We both said the same thing, so
let's go for it.
All right, we'll check in.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk it out, please.
Okay, so I think we've run out of obscure small Illinois schools. So should we drift over into Missouri or Indiana? I don't know. I know there's an obscure small school just over the border in Iowa called Luther College. Maybe he went there. I don't know. Never know.
Grinnell's in Iowa.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
So's Drake. That came up not too late.
Drake, yeah, sure. I think he's a sports fan too.
Oh God!
Didn't he? Wasn't he on Black and Yellow? No,
the Toronto part.
Deep cut. I have no idea. I don't know.
I guess the theme has been it's pretty obscure. Well, I guess Bradley's not very obscure, but it's been obscure, smaller schools, right? For the Goliaths here. I always thought Antonio McDyess went to like a power conference school, but now I'm thinking he didn't.
So you think Montrose went to UNC, and the initial impression was that McDyess went to Arkansas?
Yeah, but that's way too big of a school to be.
How about like Southwest Lafayette, Arkansas State University Technical College? No,
I don't remember him being one of those guys.
Okay,
he got drafted very high. He was very highly scouted coming out, and I don't.
They created Division IV just for him.
Yeah, right. We need to take a risk at some point.
Sure, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it.
Who cares? We'll check in with Goliath and say Arkansas.
Who cares?
All right, checking in for the Goliath with Arkansas and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
We both said the same thing. So we decided to go with it because that's worked with us a couple times so far. And I seem to think I remember him at Alabama.
Goliath.
That's it.
All right. I was going to say Eric Montross did not go to Alabama.
No, he went to Carolina.
One team getting points here. The correct answer to the Goliath is Alabama. And Eric Montross, as said, did go to North Carolina. McDyess actually played 1,000 games in the NBA, over 1,000 games, and was a member of Team USA in the 2000 Olympics, winning a gold medal.
Would have been a lot better if he didn't get injured. His knees really messed him up.
On to question 5. David, Jack Eichel, Goliath, Tony Amonte.
I'm out, man. I've never even heard of the second guy.
Yeah, name 2 guys that have never been in my kitchen.
I know who Jack Eichel is, but I don't know where the hell he went to school.
We can check in.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk up.
Matt, just pick a school.
A D1 college hockey school?
I mean, yeah, Eichel. I mean, I know who he is. You know, he was drafted after McDavid. You know, he was really good. You know, I don't know. I know he's on the Sabres now. They should trade him because that team sucks and they're in disarray and they could use the capital from trading him.
And this is the David. He's the David, right?
Yes. The other, I've never even heard of the other guy. He sounds like he owns a pizza shop. Like, I don't even know.
Tony Amonte's Pizza.
It sounds like a place I'd visit.
Oh my gosh.
Makes a mean calzone.
Boston University.
Boston College?
Boston.
Boston.
There's isn't it Ferris, whatever? I mean, there's always the big ones. There's Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan State, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Nodak.
Let's go Notre Dame.
Let's go Nodak.
No, I want to go Notre Dame because that actually popped in my head when he said Jack Eichel.
Notre Dame.
Yeah. Checking in with Notre Dame for David.
Okay, checking in with Notre Dame for the David and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
I appreciate the college hockey question, and I'm pretty sure it's a slightly trick question. We checked in for Goliath with Boston University for Tony Amonte. I'm pretty sure they both went to BU. But that was our answer, was Tony Amonte, Boston University.
Okay, one team getting points on here. The correct answer to the David and the correct answer to the Goliath was the same school, Boston University. Tony Amonte actually finished his NHL career with exactly 900 points, 416 goals, and 484 assists.
And Matt, when you're naming big college hockey schools, quotation fingers, and you don't mention the University of New Hampshire, I'm slightly offended. Ferris State? Like, Ferris State? Are you serious? You don't mention New Hampshire, probably the best program to never win a national title. Like, come on, man. Ferris State? It's all right.
I'm also pretty sure that at least 2, probably 3 of us on this recording have been to Agganis Arena.
Well, did you go to Agganis or Jack?
I was there.
Walter Brown, the new one.
I was there with Eric and didn't know it.
Geek Bowl.
I've never been there, but I'd love to go to Tony Amonte's Pizza.
I'm pretty sure that is a place. It would not shock me if that was a place in the North End somewhere in Boston.
Sounds incredible.
After the third quarter, we have a score of Happy Birthday Matt with 260, and we have 6 Super Bowls between us with 450. It's now time for the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 5 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
The categories for today are as follows. Question 1, sold, which is a soccer question. Question 2, most points. Question 3, I'm going pro. Question 4, we're going streaking. And question 5, everyone's favorite, the year 2000. It's now time for the teams to place their wagers. Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question 1, category sold. In 2017, the largest transfer fee in professional soccer history was spent. What team paid 222 million euros to acquire what player? So to be clear, I'm looking for 2 answers.
No.
I already know what he sent you.
I actually think I know what he sent you to.
And part 2, Matt.
Yes.
So we can check in.
All right, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt.
I have successfully forced Scott to
Are you
learn
sure?
You got
sure
it right,
it's not
buddy.
Robert Lewandowski?
I'm 100% in 2018.
I just listened to that
it was not
episode.
Robert Lewandowski.
I just listened to that one. I was like,
But he's so good.
He might be the best Polish striker ever.
That's what I recall.
Anyway,
It's not him?
so no, it's not Robert Lewandowski.
If it's not, then we're
He
going to
did
get
not have to do a
higher
transfer
transfer fee one day.
from Dortmund to
Well,
Bayern.
then I guess this record's going to be eclipsed pretty soon, isn't it?
It will be probably. Yeah.
Actually,
So-
it might be based on the news that I've heard today.
Yep.
I saw
that's
that,
why I think it is. I think from a couple years ago was Messi. Wasn't it Messi going to Barcelona? Or was it no?
Yes. Because before we started the game, Eric said a lot of the players are currently in the news right now, which makes sense with what we saw come out today.
Okay, let's do it. We'll go with no. Was it? What are you shaking?
I don't care if he's shaking his head.
We'll go with Lionel Messi and Barcelona FC or whatever they're called.
Okay, and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer?
yeah, we checked in with Neymar going to Paris Saint-Germain. Messi's been with Barcelona since he was 13. So, sorry to take your flavor text, Eric, if you have any. But yeah,
No, that's...
Neymar to PSG.
All right, and let's go back to that. Matt and Scott, how many points did you wager?
50.
All right, and 6 Super Bowls. What was your point wager? Okay, 1 team getting their points. The correct answer is Neymar going to PSG. Since leaving Barcelona, Neymar has been in 52 matches and has 47 goals, and is earning a base salary of 36.8 million euros a year. Moral of the story: buy your kids a soccer ball.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Still not good enough to win the Champions League, but yeah, Bayern beat PSG in the final 1-0 the other day.
Watched the whole thing on Univision or whatever channel it was on.
Univision.
Seriously, it wasn't. There was no English station broadcasting that I could find, so it was interesting.
Question 2: most points. This American-born goalie who played in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s appeared in 777 games for 6 teams and is the all-time leader in points scored for a goalie with 48.
That's got to be him, right? Who else could it be? All right, so we can check in.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Hit me with some hockey knowledge.
The only American.
I will never, ever again in this game utter the name Dominic Hasek. That will not.
That was really funny. Whatever episode that was, where you were like, "It's not Hasek," so I'm like, "Yeah, it's Hasek." Oh.
The only American-born goalie that I really know much about is Ryan Miller, but he wasn't around in the 80s and 90s. So, I mean, he was around, but he wasn't playing NHL hockey.
Who's this guy you were mentioning? This Osgood guy.
Again, I am horrible when it comes to NHL, but wasn't he a Red Wings and goalie Chris Osgood? Is that what his name was? No, not Chris.
I mean, the name sounds familiar. Osgood. I mean, it's not Kasim Osgood, right?
Yeah, but I don't even know if he's American. I don't know if he was a point scorer. I don't even know if he played in the 80s. I remember his name being mostly in the early 2000s, late 90s, but I don't know.
Maybe he played in like 1988.
Sure. So we'll go ahead and check in. You want to check in with that?
Yeah.
With Osgood.
Okay, checking in with Osgood and 6. Yep. How many points? Yeah.
For 50 points.
And your answer, guys, and how many points did you wager?
Yeah, we're trying to think of American goalies who played for a long time. The only guy I could think of talking about the whale from recently was Tom Barrasso. And I think we checked in for 90 points.
All right. One team getting points. The correct answer is Tom Barrasso. Barrasso has 48 career assists. Second goalie on the list in points with 47 is Martin Brodeur, who actually has 2 goals and 45 assists.
But he's not born in America.
Not American.
That's correct. And not number 1. Question 3. I'm going pro. There have been numerous notable players selected in the NBA draft straight out of high school. One particular year, we saw 9 players taken straight from high school. What year was this draft?
Yeah. Yep. I got really nothing, so I'm with you. I contributed my contribution to this question, and if you're good, we're good.
Okay, 6 Super Bowls is checked in. Happy birthday, Matt. Talk it up.
I really think it's like 2005, 2006. Guys like Sebastian Telfair and like Martell Webster and Travis Outlaw and Robert Swift and these like guys that had no business trying to entering the NBA, but were allowed to. And I think it got really out of hand in like the mid 2000s.
I agree.
The 05 draft has Andrew Bogut, Chris Paul, Darren Williams. So there's definitely some big name college guys in that one. So I'd probably lean more towards 2006. But I mean,
2006 was I met my wife that year. So great year. Let's do it. Yes.
And I think that's around the year that like Josh Smith and Gerald Green and those guys were coming in as well.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay. We'll check in with 2006
for 50 points.
Checking in with 2006 and 6 Super Bowls. What was your answer and your wager, please?
We wagered 90 on this one, and we went with the obvious answer of 2001.
Okay. No team getting points on this one. Matt should have went with the year before you met your wife. It was 2005, which was kind of ridiculous. Nine high schoolers went, and none of them were really any good. I mean, you have Andrew Bynum, Martell Webster, Gerald Green, I guess.
Just name some of those guys.
Yeah. But probably the best one out of the pick was Lou Williams, and he didn't go till the second round. Yep. But only 3 of the 9 went in the first. Like 6 high schoolers going in the second round was just crazy.
It was just grabbing guys based on their age at that point.
Yeah.
Was Lou Williams a high schooler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? No kidding.
On to question 4. We're going streaking. With new bowl games popping up every year, crazy bowls like the Cheez-It Bowl, the Boca Raton Bowl, and the Red Box Bowl. It's becoming hard to not make a bowl game as long as you win at least 6 games or have a 500 winning percentage. What school has the longest active streak for bowl appearances?
I mean, it's the best I got, unless you have a different idea. All right, we're going to go ahead and check in.
Happy birthday, man. Has checked in.
I mean, Dan, the
6 Super Bowls.
First name that comes to mind for me is Michigan. And I hate them so much. But they're always.
What is it, like this top? I'm trying to think how many Big Ten teams are tied into bowls.
All of them.
It's like 5 or 6, right?
It's got to be all of them. I mean, like Eric said, any team that gets 6 wins is getting in a bowl. I mean, when's the last time Michigan was really bad? I mean, you think of any of the big name schools were, like you said, Florida State. They were bad last year. They didn't make a bowl last. I'm pretty sure they didn't make a bowl.
When was the last time Notre Dame was really, really bad?
Oh, they were bad. Listen, as a Notre Dame fan, they were bad in the Ty Willingham years, which is like.
Oh yes, that's right.
They were like
out.
5 and 6, 4 and 7.
That's right.
So
I blocked those years.
It's not Notre Dame. I'd be shocked if the answer is Notre Dame. I just can't remember the last time Michigan was horrible. Like didn't get 6 wins. I mean,
the other thing that could keep people out is being bowl ineligible because of sanctions too.
That always kind of happens after the fact. I feel like, where they get stripped. Michigan,
like Ohio State was bowl ineligible a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's Ohio State. I just keep coming back to Michigan. Were they bad enough the year they lost to App State? Did they still made bowl eligible? I think that year. I don't know. We're spending too much time on this. But Michigan was a school that jumped out at me, and that I'd say we check in with Michigan.
I've got no reason to not say Michigan,
right.
So let's go there.
And how many points did you wager?
It's for 90.
And happy birthday, Scott. What was your answer and wager?
It's Matt's birthday.
I only know this because in a bowl game I was watching this last year, they showed this list, and the Big Ten team with the longest streak is actually Wisconsin, I think, with like 17 or 18 or something like that. But I think with like 20 some or something like that, it's Virginia Tech.
And how many points?
For 50 points.
All right, one team getting points here. The correct answer is Virginia Tech. They have been in bowl games since 1993, so 27 straight seasons with a bowl appearance. Rounding out the top 5, you have Georgia at number 2 since 1997, Oklahoma at number 3 since 1999, LSU at number 4, and surprisingly at number 5, Boise State.
I said that to Matt. I said they got to be close.
And who's number 6?
I don't know.
The Wisconsin Badgers.
Bringing us to our final question, the year 2000. The United States medal.
No. Do it right.
I'm not doing it because then you can put
do it right.
You can
Come
put music
on.
over it. Dan, go ahead.
The year 2000.
The year 2000.
The United States medaled in 22 different categories, with a total medal count of 93 in the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney. Out of the 22 categories, there were 7 that the United States did not earn a gold medal in. Name 3 of the 7 categories that the United States medaled in but did not earn gold.
So there's 22 categories, 7 that we medaled in but did not earn gold.
Yes.
And then we need to name 3 of those.
You got it.
Matt, I got to be honest. Summer 2000, I was listening to Who Let the Dogs Out in the Thong song by Cisco. I wasn't paying attention to the Olympics.
I thought the 2000 Olympics were in Melbourne. I didn't know they were in Sydney.
That was 56.
Okay.
Close.
That's why it was so familiar to Matt.
And there was a part of me that was sitting there going like, wait, now, which year was it in Athens? That was 2004, right?
That was 04.
Yeah.
And 1896.
You're right.
Oh, yep. Thank you. How dare I? Yeah, I'm not sure. That one they probably got the bronze in.
I know it's not. I mean, I don't know now because it's.
Yeah.
But I know that wasn't a strong suit.
Yeah, team-wise, that was not a strong one for them back then.
And in the first one, I can think of a couple like individual players.
Yeah.
It might have been good. But I don't know, like as a team, you know what I mean?
This is all staying. I'm going to go with it anyway. I know you don't feel that number 2 we were strong back then, but I think America, because the amount of people yelling USA in the stands. I mean, millions at home watching.
I mean, we could name a few more, but I mean, we have, I guess, but.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and check in with that.
All right. Okay.
We're going to check in, Eric. We're going to check in. Yeah.
Right. They're checked in. 6 Super Bowls. Talk it up, please.
All right, Dan.
So we've got the 2 we've gotten that we're fairly sure of are soccer and boxing.
Yeah, and I don't know about gymnastics. I feel like there's so many. There's like 14 medal events.
Yeah.
Of the Hom twins, was that too early for them? 2000. I mean, there had to have been there had to been somebody to carry over from '96. Sean Johnson or Carrie Strug or Dominique Dawes or somebody. I mean, I can't imagine there would be an Olympics where the men or the women would not have won a gold medal.
Well, the men have been down for a while.
Right.
I mean, that team was probably, I think Dominic does stick around. Maybe Amy Chow, but I don't think any of the big names besides Dawes, I don't think any of them kept on.
I mean, I'm wondering about diving, because Louganis was gone. I don't know if the problem is, did we even win a medal in diving? And things like rowing, I just don't know enough about it.
Right.
I feel like we were medaling in those things maybe, but not winning gold. I have no idea.
Yeah. Man,
or tennis, like 2000. Was Serena in the Olympics in 2000? I feel like there haven't been a ton of Americans that win.
Venus was probably in 2000.
Yeah. Serena probably was too. I don't know. But I just don't know if they were good enough because the pros were playing back then.
Which one do you feel best about of the ones that we've got left?
None. But does it really matter? I don't know.
Well, we got to pick one more.
Yeah. I'm thinking tennis, but I don't know.
As far as tennis goes, that might have been both Serena and Venus, and they may have
won doubles.
They may have swept the women's.
Yeah, so then there's somewhere in that time frame, Ronda Rousey won.
In Taekwondo.
Or Judo, one or the other.
Or Judo, yeah, she was in Judo, yeah.
Yeah, so I assume that counts as the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're just throwing sports out there like water polo and... All right, so the ones you sent.
Let's rule out tennis. Let's say let's go with diving. How about diving?
Diving? All right, let's do diving. So we'll say soccer, boxing, and diving.
And for how many points?
That's 90.
And happy birthday, Matt. What was your answer and wager, please?
For the first one, I'm going to let Scott take it over because we have some in-depth analysis to go through here. So it's going to take a while. So take a break, sit down, maybe grab a cold beverage. Go ahead, Scott.
Strap in. We wagered 50 points. We don't know a lot about Summer Olympics. But of the ones that, we felt pretty strongly about, I really, really pounded the table for men's cheerleading because the women's were really good that year. They had Kirsten Dunst, Gabrielle Union. Year 2000 was a big year for women's cheerleading, but I don't think the men medaled in anything.
Scott, I'm going to stop you right there. I think it's spirit. not cheerleading.
Whatever they called it, semantics. So we went with men's cheerleading for one, and then I'll kick it over to Matt to give you the context for the other two.
Sure. Well, the second one is everyone knows it's in order to get a max amount of score, you get 741 points, and that is reverse snooker.
You couldn't say it with a straight face, could you?
I couldn't. Sorry. And then I know that America had a downtime there in the late 90s with this sport. And 2000 was a rough year, but they did manage a silver with teams sword swallowing. So, yeah.
They had the one good player, Lorena Bobbitt, but after that, there weren't any other.
She was against sword swallowing. That got her in trouble.
That's why she didn't make the team.
I was gonna say she was banned, right? I think she got the ban.
So we checked
an equipment malfunction.
Cheerleading, reverse snooker, and team sword swallowing.
Synchronized sword swallowing.
Damn it, Dan. We screwed up.
You guys, honestly, you guys overthought it. It was
Those are all right. Those are all right. I can't believe it.
Come on, soccer? Is that even a sport anymore?
Oh, so, and you said 50 points?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Do you need to repeat our answers for the listeners?
Sure.
So they make sure. No, Eric needs to.
Yeah.
I'm checking the list to make sure I have every.
We make sure we get this documented in our statistics for
most thought out answer award goes to no teams getting points.
Oh
come on, man.
It's a travesty.
Wait, they snuck out. They eked out a win in reverse snooker. I told you. right.
The sports on the list, gymnastics, so they had 1 bronze.
Damn it.
Archery, they came away with 1 silver and 1 bronze. Rowing.
I thought, didn't Katniss win gold that year in art?
That was later.
Oh.
We had rowing with 1 silver, 2 bronze. Water polo with 1 silver. Soccer with 1 silver.
Oh.
Modern pentathlon.
Oh, how did we miss that one?
I'm more of a fan of the original, so
The old-fashioned pentathlon.
Modern is so whatever.
That's very on brand for you, Matt.
And the last one on the list was boxing. 2 silver and 2 bronze. So you guys got 2 of the 3.
2 out of the 3.
We thought about the other ones. I thought about rowing. Rowing was one.
Yeah, that was on there.
Yep.
Dad, I'm sorry. I got my men's cheerleading years mixed up. It was over. Actually.
I can't believe you messed that up because men's cheerleading is a winter sport.
Oh.
It would have been 02.
That's what it is.
Dang it. Oh,
All right, let's The game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. Happy Birthday Matt finishes with a respectable 110. That's well above Scott's average lately.
It is. It's about 100. It's like 110 points higher than my average.
We intentionally didn't bet all of our points. Just to get Scott.
I didn't expect Matt to pull out Virginia Tech for the bowls. We were supposed to go for 5. I apologize.
Sorry.
And our clipboard captains of the game receiving the prestigious Eric Zier Award. We have 6 Super Bowls between us with 360 points. Woo-hoo. Congratulations, guys. Thanks for coming on, Mark. It was a blast having you here. Anything you'd like to say before we call it a night?
I'd just like to say thanks for having me on. It was a ton of fun. It was a long show, but that's totally fine. And yeah, it was awesome. Thanks for Dan helping me out on several of these clues for sure. But I'd love to be back sometime. And yeah, I appreciate you guys putting together the podcast to give me my sports trivia fix every week or twice a week. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, you were the team MVP, Mark. You came up with a lot of them on that. So good job. You carried me through it. And hey, anytime you want to come back, I'll take you as a teammate anytime.
No,
anytime.
Against the rules.
I think it's time for Matt and I to stop being put on a team. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Your banter is just, it's gold. It's gold, Jerry.
We stopped putting myself and Bombeck on a team together for a reason. You realize this, right? You know.
We're like bitter exes that can't get away from each other.
I know. I just love them. I love them so much, but I hate them, but I love them.
Yeah. Seriously, though, in all seriousness, Mark, thanks a lot for coming on. Thank you for being a fan of the show. You know, we really appreciate it. We can't reach the level of success that we're having so far, you know, without people listening and you know, people on the bench, you know, being active with us and giving us feedback and everything. So we really do appreciate it. And we've got some great things coming up, you know, that are 100% because of you guys. So, you know, thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. And you guys you're putting out a great show. Like I said, I love listening every time. I love the variety in the categories or the periods, the quarters. It makes it really interesting for me, especially some of you guys are so deep on certain knowledge. You know, like we all have our own strengths, and like some of the times you put up some of these Dean's lists, and it's like, well, name everybody in the top 10 of the 1997 NFL draft, and it's just like I can name like 2 guys, you know, like, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's so and so and so and so and so and so. So it's a credit to you guys who are putting this thing together to make it really enjoyable for us to listen to out in the world. And personally, I love trivia and sports trivia in particular, and participating in games like this, and it's a ton of fun. I'll come back anytime.
And I'd just like to say to all the kids out there, avoid the clap.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so let's have this up. Thanks for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, and until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at BenchwarmersTP.